What is the financial net worth of the top 20% of people in the United States currently? Stick around, I'll give you that answer later. Hi, I'm Tim Kaiser. Welcome to the Profit Dare. On this channel, we provide simple financial solutions and inspire savvy stewardship. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. If you've been here before, thanks for returning. And if you're a subscriber, blessings to you. Today, we are going to do some practical application, and we are going to learn how to calculate personal net worth and answer some of the questions on why and how and what and all those other things. So what is personal financial net worth? It is the sum total of the financial resources of a person's life. And it's basically calculated by taking assets minus liabilities. The difference between those two things is a person's or family's net worth. What are assets? Assets are things that we own. It could be a car, a house, a condo, a boat, furniture, jewelry, a cash in the bank, a 401k, things of that nature. And liabilities are things that we owe. It could be a mortgage, a car note, student loan, Visa payment, MasterCard payment, things of that nature. So those are typically things that are interest bearing. It's a loan we took out with another company. It does not include utilities, grocery bills, rent. If you're paying rent, it does not include rent. It's only things that are loans against things, or a loan like a student loan thing. And so there you go. That's what they are. Why is it important to calculate net worth? Maybe wondering. I believe as a Christian, it's important for us to manage God's resources in a savvy way. This is a snapshot of a point in time to let us know. It's just one reference point of how we're doing. But this is a way to see how are we managing the cash coming in? Are we investing properly, saving properly? Are we paying down debt at a good rate? Because the difference is net worth. And this is a way we can track. And I recommend tracking this annually. Some people do it quarterly. If you're first starting out, maybe quarterly might be a good thing to do. But as you get older, and I'm older, annually is fine. And just do it at the same time each year so there's consistency. Because there will be some fluctuations. The stock market changes every single day. And you might be in a downturn where you might lose 20, 30% of your 401k, but then it might come back in 6 months later. So it's very important to be consistent in the time frame when the numbers are calculated. And when you're doing these numbers, make sure you capture them all on the same day. Capture your checking account balance, your savings account balance, your 401k balance on the same day. And if you have a mortgage or a car payment, same day, check them out so you're comparing apples to apples, so to speak. So let's get into the spreadsheet. We're going to capture this in a spreadsheet in Google Sheets. This can be done, just so you know, it can be done on a pad of paper. You can just write it down, do the basic math, and share it that way. I like Google Sheets because you can do it from years at a time, and you can share it like my wife and I do all of our budgeting and sinking funds in this, and net worth. It's all together. We share the document. She can open it where she wants at her convenience. So here we go. Let's go into Google Sheets. This is a very basic calculation here. I just chose some of the more common things that people have. Yours will be different than this. Mine is different than this. I'm just doing simple just to kind of get the ball rolling. Again, I think this is important for someone to track as you're starting out a financial adventure here, to see how well you're doing year in, year out. So here we go. Personal net worth right here. That just kind of names it. We have our assets on one side listed, total assets here, liabilities. We have them listed, the actual calculation for the total, and the difference is the net worth, and we'll just get started. We're just going to make things up as we go along. Again, yours is going to be different. Mine's different. This is a fictional account. So house, we're going to say the house is worth $249,000. I already saved all these numbers as currency, so it shows as currency. And I also did the formulas here, and we'll talk about that later. Car, we're going to say the car is worth $15,000. 401k, we're going to say they have $5,000 in their 401k. In their checking account, this is what you pay your bills out day to day. We're going to say they have $295 in their checking account, getting kind of close. Savings account, we'll say they have $12,500. That is their emergency fund. That is their Christmas fund. That's everything they have in a savings account. Their health savings account, HSA, we're going to say that's $750. I just added that because that is an important fund. And if you have one at your disposal, I highly recommend it. These are only available to people who have a high deductible health plan. But these HSAs are great because they are portable and they roll over year to year, and they can be used in retirement age or later in life when they can be used now if you want to, but they also can be used later in life when sometimes health expenses become a little more drastic. Now, the garage sale concept. See, some people don't like this, and there's going to be difference of opinion here on YouTube and podcasts when it comes to personal finance. Some people don't include their house or their car when they are calculating net worth, which I'm not sure I understand that from an accounting perspective. And maybe they're talking about like liquid net worth, checking, savings, investments. But if you can sell it and eventually make money off of it, it's an asset. It should be counted. And it's kind of really weird to not include your house, but include your mortgage. So you're really understating your net worth. Garage sale would be everything in your house. If you had to sell it today, say you died, you died and you had an estate sale, what would all the stuff in your house and your garage and on your property be sold for, and the money given to the heirs? We're going to say they have about $10,000 worth of stuff. And then Roth IRA, they have a Roth IRA, just $500. This is outside of their 401k. Okay, so now we're going to go to the liabilities. So here, no, first we're going to do this. Back up a second, Tim. Total assets. So the formula is equals, spell sum, S-U-M, left parentheses. Often this will go into intuitive mode and think it knows what you're trying to do. But if you just take the very first cell that you want, click it, and that would be B4. And we're going to go all the way here because maybe you want to add new assets later. Go to B19. So it would be this, equals sum, left parentheses, B4, colon, B19, close parentheses. Then it adds it up for you. So if I wanted to put something else in here, let's say we have a new asset. I don't know what it is. A new asset. It came in today and we want to hurry up and jam it in here. We don't have to redo the function or we just add it and it adds up automatically for us, which is kind of nice. So you can add things to it. So give yourself a little space here. Liabilities. They have a house. They most likely have a mortgage. We're going to say their mortgage is $199,999. And their car note is they're working really hard to pay it off. They're down to $5,000. Student loans, same thing. They're down to $9,500. And their Visa, you know what? We don't know why they have a Visa with that much money in the bank, but we're going to say they do. But they have it anyways, $500. So the total liabilities are $214,999. Again, same concept. You go here, equals sum, left parentheses, and the E4 cell is the first one for liabilities, and it goes down to, this one did E10. We're going to change that to E13 so we can add anything new in the future, and it will continue adding for us without us having to change the formula here. And then our net worth formula is simply the difference between total assets and total liabilities. So we have equals B20, which is total assets, B20, and liabilities is E14. So our formula is going to be equals B20 minus E14, enter, and it changes it. And so this will always update no matter what happens here or here. As long as this formula stays the same, you can always do it. So here, their net worth is $170,546. That's great. That's a positive net worth. When my wife and I first started doing this, our net worth was negative. And you may wonder, how in the world could you have a negative net worth? Well, we didn't have a house. We had a car that was really old. We had two cars that were really old. We had tons, and that's all we had on the asset side. We didn't have anything else. On the liability side, we had student loans, we had IRS bills, we had credit card payments, and so our cars were valued, say, at $10,000. All of our liabilities were $15,000. So if you take 10,000 minus 15,000, you get negative 5,000. So the goal is to have a positive net worth, and then every year have that increase and become more and more, higher and higher. Because these numbers, we want to eventually get where we're not carrying any debt, and we want our house value to increase. We want our 401k to increase, our checking and savings account to increase, our HSA to increase, our Roth IRA to increase. And we want the liabilities to decrease. And so we want this number to get bigger and bigger. I asked the question earlier, what is the net worth of the top 20%? So the government a few years, actually it was not that long ago, last year sometime, divided up the country into 5 quintiles, 20%, to find out what was considered high, middle class or upper middle class, etc. The top 20% of people in this country have a net worth of $608,000 or higher. Now, you get to the top 1%, we're talking millions. But the top 20, you can be the top 20% with a net worth of $608,000. That's not salary. That's specifically assets minus liabilities of $608,000. So that's who are in the top 20% in the United States. There you go. That's how we calculate net worth. Again, I recommend doing it on an annual basis and keep this. You can do it on a yellow pad, a white piece of paper, a sticky note, a napkin, doesn't matter. The importance of this is because it's another way of tracking and measuring our stewardship. Are we being savvy stewards or being sloppy with God's money? And it's important for us to be savvy. I hope this video has helped somebody. If it has, please like, subscribe, share. I will see you soon with a new video. Until then, I dare you to profit so you can practice and promote radical, revolutionary, fearless generosity. Blessings to you.